Okay, great. Hey, Dental Nachos crew, it's Paul Dr. Nacho with the JFO. Just find out how we can survive and thrive. Dentisting Resource. I'm proud to have our key resource and sponsor, Stern Gold, President and CEO Gordon Craig, and he's going to tell us about a Ready Now program, how we can get ready now to recover. Welcome to Talking Nachos, Gordon. Orient the group to who you are and what you guys are doing to help dental practices recover at this time.
Paul, thanks for having me today. Glad to be on. Really excited about the virtual aspects that we now have in play as it relates to recovery, getting back into business, and most importantly, helping all of our customers and dental practitioners out there to rebound and regain momentum that was lost during the COVID crisis. You know, certainly this is not behind us by no means, but we've learned to adapt. And many of the things that Stern Gold has been doing during this COVID crisis, dating back all the way to when it started, is really reaching out and helping our dental community as much as we can. What had occurred was it spooled up into this wonderful package called Ready Now, and really what we've delivered on now is an all-encompassing aspect that is designed to really help our community and help ultimately the patients that are in need of restorative dental products, restorative dental services, and most importantly, doing it in a way that is appropriate for the conditions that we're in right now.
And that is a great program. Great
yeah.
concept. I think one thing I've been broadcasting, doing so many different content pieces. I've also learned from other awesome leaders, other Facebook group runners, companies, and it's just been a great time of sharing the awareness of the real pain. I mean, for the first time, dentist, Gordon, you're not a dentist. If you want to go back to dental school and join us for fillings one day, you can. You probably don't. But in dental school, for some reason, and this is the human brain, if you got a C on a test and your friend got a D, even though you're a friend, you say, I'm kind of glad my friend did worse. And, you know, that was our dental school mentality, and I don't like it. It's toxic. In this scenario with this coronavirus, we all got the same bad grade on this test, and we're all in this wacky, annoying boat together. So the Ready Now program, if I said, okay, Gordon, what are some of the features? I'm a practice owner. I have 2 practices. I'm in New Jersey. This is all accurate. It's tough to get back to capacity. What are like the top 3 features of this program that could help me as a practice owner?
It's all about knowledge exchange, number one. So the very first thing that we do is we offer a 30-minute virtual consultation. And we want to get feedback. We want to get feedback from you and the community members. We want to find out what your practice is doing. What are the struggles? What are the pain points? And then we match them up with either services or learning opportunities that we have to help and support you as you're regaining your practice and getting back up to a level of production. Awesome. Most importantly, what comes out of this most of the time is we are able to solve pain points and problems that doctors are having. And also working with staff members to increase efficiencies, increase production. And it's not about practice management. It's looking at the products and services that Stern Gold offers and aligning them with where that practice is now heading. And most importantly, an expansion of services that are offered. Right now, there is an enormous amount of backlog, right? We're seeing that. We're seeing backlog happening. There's a lot of patients that are floating from practice to practice because, number one, maybe their current practice that they were going to before is not open yet, or maybe they have a limited capacity.
And I want to share, Gordon, just so I can, because as a practice owner, there might be this notion that backlog is good, but unless I was backlogged on how many nachos I had to eat, backlog causes stress. Because
yes.
A lot of you, we all know this. If you're at the most popular restaurant in town when indoor dining reopens and everybody's out there waiting to get in, it's a very stressful, intense experience for that restaurant. And it's not the way they want it. Now, it might be the way that they have to take it. So that what's happening to us as a practice owner, even though we're back to only 50 or 60% capacity, we do have a backlog, and this backlog is creating stress. So while it's great we have patients and customers, it's a stressful situation. So what's an example of one of these products or services, you know, that has helped remove some of this pain?
Yeah. So along those lines, many practitioners have also come to us and said, look, I would like to perform additional services in my practice. I want to diversify a little bit more than what I was doing pre-COVID. And to facilitate that, they want to have opportunities to treat patients in a more comprehensive way. I would say that the number one area that we've seen a huge expansion with during this COVID is small diameter implants.
Gotcha.
It has really exploded, especially within the general practitioner community. What's happening is instead of a patient going somewhere else or being referred out for some solutions, that we're training up those practitioners to be able to handle what we call green light cases, which are standardized.
I always like, you know, I take easy, medium, hard, figure out easy, figure out before you move on to medium, know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
If I was a practitioner looking to do that, what type of training programs can we have now? Because everything's been turned on its proverbial head with, you know, going to conferences. What are some ways that someone could learn now, ready now, learn now? What are some ways they could do that through Stern Gold?
So off of Ready Now, we have a whole library of webinars and virtual learning that are hosted by many of our key opinion leaders. We have many doctors that get in touch with other doctors and create a peer learning environment. What we've also done is recently begun to add hands-on componentry back into the virtual programs. Great. So, you know, one of the things that went away is the traveling. So no live courses, no shows, no conferences, but we are supplementing that with a host of webinars and seminars that are all online. That we're providing many of them free CE for our clinicians and customers in a way to give back to the community right now during these hard times. And we have a whole host of videos that can walk each basically treatment modality to give them an understanding of how other clinicians are using these products. So we've turned everything into a solid digital library and are doing everything remotely. So we will also do personalized Zoom meetings just like this, or go to meetings where we'll go one-on-one at any hour of the day.
And I want to say, Gordon,
early in the morning or evening.
I've been a dentist for 18 years, and I was fiddling around, and everyone's right, because you only need two things to learn. Back in the day, you want to learn, you got to go to the library, figure out the Dewey Decimal System, do all this, take out a book, get it. There's like 20. All you need now is your phone and your AirPods, and you're learning, and you're earning CE. So I say people like to take up a new skill, like someone I know on this webinar likes to learn make bake bread during this pandemic, my awesome team member. Well, she's not a dentist, but she's a dentist. I say learn to bake bread, and while you're baking the bread, listen and earn CE, learn a new skill. When you're on the Peloton treadmill, walking around, you know, zoning out. So I think it's great that you guys have that as an option. You also, one of the things that I have do a lot of is implant overdenture cases, and there's attachments come out. I know you have a special offer for the Nacho community on some products. I know my dentist people, Gordon, you might know them. Does this sound like them? They like a deal, very into the deal, the coupon, not on their dental care. They're $1,400 works of art, but on their stuff. So the easy pickup, which is something that you can have to reattach locator attachment. Share with me what that deal is that you have for the community.
Yeah, so what we're doing for Dental Nachos community is 20% off, not only the easy pickup, but we've paired it with our InstaTemp, which is our temporary crown and bridge. So those products also 20% off for sure. I mean, we love what you're doing, and also the community that you serve is a great one.
Thanks. And the easy pickup, and I'm sure the InstaTemp too is very valuable, but especially that, you know, someone comes in with an attachment out, it's an annoying thing. And if you don't have the right tools there to fix it or do it, one of the things that I'll share as a practice owner who's been, you know, trying to get our practice back on track, you know, it's very easy before COVID, you know, you see somebody with a couple attachments out and, you know, you're running between rooms, you say, okay, come back 3 days from now. It's not easy to do that anymore. It's just like, you got to just kind of try to do stuff now. It fits with your ready now. It's just as it doesn't have to do necessarily with production or the patient. It just has to be trying to be a kind human being, right? They're in your chair. You got to try to solve that problem. So I really, really think that's awesome. If someone wanted to learn about these Library of C courses, where would they find that?
It's an offshoot. It's easy. sterngold.com/ready now. And from there, you can spider web into all sorts of ways to get in touch with us. We do virtual meetings, as I said. We also have a live chat off of our website. You can talk directly with a technical specialist or a customer service specialist. We have a whole host of ways to interact with us, and not just the traditional ways of telephone but more importantly, awesome. More of all of the current virtual ways.
You just jump on Zoom. Zoom's where I live now. I sleep under this table. This is my new life.
Pop up.
And before we finish up, I'm a big fan of the story is the star. And share with us a positive story of someone who's went through Ready Now or one of your customers or clients that has had a success story, because I think we need to share more of these success stories.
Well, I could stay on here all day with number of success stories, because that's what's created Ready Now. Was the cool thing about this whole program is that the success came before the program. That's what developed the program. So I'll give you just one quick example. We had a doctor who had reached out to us during this crisis and said, look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to open up my practice again. Right now, everything's closed down. The government said I shouldn't treat any patients, but I've just decided I'm going to just learn everything that I can about expansion of services in my practice. And I've done some things over the years. I've taken some courses about implants, but I'm really going to just add implants to my practice now. Can you help me? So we started to go through this process, and it was right around the time that we were converting our live courses into virtual. So a number of those attendees shifted into this first virtual course. And we did, believe it or not, Paul, and you're going to probably fall off your chair, is the very first virtual course that we did was a hybrid between the live and ultimately what our shorter and more condensed virtual courses are. We did a 3-hour virtual program, but we had breaks in between. We had 2 20-minute breaks, and people got up and they could stretch out and do all these things, jumping jacks. And but we held everyone's attention. That practitioner now has already done about 15 small diameter implant cases. They've restored smiles throughout their practice where they weren't providing those services before. And they really didn't even know if the patients who were walking out the door would ultimately get implant therapy somewhere else. And this is the key to the whole thing. It's affordable. We have affordability built in all the way through the spectrum. So it's a triple win, as we call it. So we have a win.
Invest in yourself at this time. No one ever goes back and say, I wish I took less CE. I wish I did this. Whether you're new to the industry, we talk all the time about how valuable it is for new dentists to be able to offer adjunctive skills that the owner doesn't, so they can fit into the practice. Whether you're a medium or seasoned age dentist, this is the time we can all, to use a term that fits, we bond together and do some cool stuff. So
exactly.
I appreciate it. You jumping on here with me, Gordon, and I would like you to share before we head off. We have the 2 discounts again for the Nacho community. And if people want to reach out, what's the best way for them to reach out? What website should they go to?
Yeah, so thanks. Again, it's the easy pickup and the instant temp, 20% off. The best way to get to us is sterngold.com. All of our contact information is there. We also can get emails at info@sterngold.com. So that's a great way to get in touch with us.
I mean, I love your guys' message. The more we care, the more we share, the better dental world we can build together. So thanks so much, Gordon. Thanks for being a great collaborator with us, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.